What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another daily Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep you guys up to date here on YouTube every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. So we're going to shake things up. We're going to start off with the ins first, and we've got the very latest on Joao Neves at Benfica. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said that Joao Neves is set to sign for Paris Saint-Germain very soon. He's already agreed personal terms with PSG, and he's just waiting on a fee to be agreed between the two clubs. I've heard around 70 million euros is what is being discussed. Now, they're not going to be paying his release clause. Manchester City earlier in the window were being linked with making a move for Joao Neves, so I just wanted to tie up that loose end there, and it's very much looking like Joao Neves is going to become a player for Paris Saint-Germain rather than Manchester City, and the player has pushed through this transfer and has said that he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He wants to go to Paris. He wants to sign for PSG, so as far as I'm concerned, Joao Neves to Manchester City, not happening. So, moving on, we've got the very latest on Savio. We are still waiting for the official announcement to come from Manchester City. That is due at any time. I was expecting that to come in as of yesterday. I don't know what the hold-up is in terms of the announcement of Manchester City officially unveiling Savio as a Manchester City player from Stade Trois. Maybe Manchester City have just making a couple of last-minute edits to a couple of social media posts or to the announcement video, or I'm not too sure. There's a hold up there. I am expecting that announcement still to come at any point this week. Could well be today, could be whilst I'm editing this video, could come just after I've distributed the video. We don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, just waiting on official announcement of that. Everything else is all tied up and done, so yeah, when that is made official, of course, I will let you guys know. Now, moving on to the outs, we've got the very latest on former Manchester City man Aro Muric, and Minay has confirmed that Manchester City are going to be receiving £2.5 million from the sale that it's now complete for Aro Muric signed for Ipswich Town from Burnley. That's thanks to a sell-on clause that was included by Manchester City when we sold Aro Muric to Burnley. So Manchester City adding another £2.5 million to their summer transfer budget. Now, moving on, Manchester City youngster Tomas Galvez, got the latest on him, and Pete O'Rourke has said that Tomas Galvez has agreed to join LOSK on loan for the season. He is going to be joining them once Manchester City have returned from their pre-season tour of the United States of America. It's not the first time we're seeing this. We're seeing several young players heading with Manchester City on pre-season, so a lot of young players are going to be given the opportunity before Manchester City, more than likely at some point in August, will find what they want to do with these young players, whether they want to promote them to the first team squad, if they want to loan them out, or they want them to spend the season with the academy. So Tomas Galvez there heading to LOSK on loan. And speaking of Manchester City young players, takes on to an update on Alex Robertson, and Glen Williams over at Wales Online has said that Cardiff City want to sign Alex Robertson from Manchester City this summer. It's believed they'd prefer a permanent transfer to a loan transfer. Manchester City would prefer a loan transfer rather than a permanent transfer, and Manchester City would like to give Robertson a new contract, which, if that is true and Man City do manage to tie down Alex Robertson to a new deal, I think that would be a brilliant bit of business, and it shows a brilliant reward there for what has been a couple of very successful loan campaigns for Alex Robertson. So we will see as to whether Cardiff want to loan Robertson or whether they try and push to sign him permanently. Man City could maybe sell him and include a sell-on fee and a cheap buyback clause, but the fact that Man City actually want to keep him, sign him onto a new deal and loan him rather than deal with anything permanent shows just how highly rated Alex Robertson is at Manchester City. So we'll see what happens for the upcoming season for Alex Robertson there. And moving on to the final transfer, I want to speak about John Stones. Now, new on this, so Alkass TV Sport in Saudi Arabia in the last 24 hours have said that John Stones is on the radar of Al-Ittihad this summer, and they believe that £29 million could be enough to secure the transfer. Now, before the comment section starts to literally see foam coming out of their mouth at this, do take into account John Stones is 30 years old and he's got 2 years left on his Manchester City contract. Is £29 million too low for John Stones? Of course it is. If I was Manchester City, I wouldn't play ball on this. Just the same with Edison as well, where the Saudi clubs are trying to play a low, hard ball here with Manchester City. And if I was City, I just quite simply wouldn't buckle. Now, the Saudi Arabian clubs know that they can pay a lot more than Manchester City, and they can offer the players tax-free money as well. So it's a massive appeal from a financial pay packet aspect for these players to go to Saudi Arabia, but for Manchester City, when you've got first team world-class football players, when you let these players leave and their contracts aren't up, you want to be getting as good a fee as possible. And it's not just with John Stones, I mean this with every single transfer involving Manchester City, in particular when it comes to Saudi Arabian clubs being interested in signing any of these players from Manchester City. You've got to pay what the selling club are looking for. It's why Man City struggle with their negotiations when it comes to signing players, and they don't like negotiating with clubs, because clubs, when they've not got a release clause, can offer in excess of what they're looking for. Now, if I was Manchester City, I'd probably be looking 40, 50 million pounds for John Stones. You go on transfermarket.com, you'll see that is above his value, and you're asking for that because you know that these clubs have got money, and a player's only worth what a club is willing to pay. But these players have value, and in particular players like John Stones have a lot of value to Manchester City, because maybe they value him at £29 million, but Man City can't replace a versatile, brilliant centre-back who can also play in defensive midfield and cover right back too. Brilliant with his distribution, good in the air, homegrown to Manchester City. As far as I'm concerned, that kind of player in the first team squad as well would command a really good fee. Now, if John Stones was fully over his injury habits that he has, if I were Manchester City, 2 years, 30 years old, I'd probably be asking for a little bit more. Now, English tax doesn't come into this because we're not dealing with another English side or a Premier League side, so the homegrown aspect gets taken away, so you can't add that extra £5-10 million that you normally would with this kind of transfer. But £29 million, I'd laugh that off if I was Manchester City. I'd be looking for £40 to £50 million before I'd even sit there and start talking when it comes to this. So to me, Manchester City, I just drag my heels, and I think this might just be paper talk rather than Al-Ittihad wanting to make a move for John Stones. But if we do get any developments, because this kind of story, whilst it looks like it would be fiction, wouldn't surprise me if it was non-fiction and they were genuinely interested in making a move and wanting to sign him. But £29 million, I'd tell them, get in the bin with that, because not at all do you get a world-class player like John Stones, 30 years old, 2 years left on his contract, for as low as £29 million from the Premier League champions. So there we go, that has been today's transfer update. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave it a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. It lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe as well if you're new around here. Daily Manchester City transfer updates here on YouTube for you guys to enjoy throughout the whole summer transfer window. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again tomorrow religiously for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I am also going to be doing my transfer show tomorrow as well, so I will set the link out to that for you to go and set your reminders for, so I will see you for that as well tomorrow. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.